Well, welcome to something random, because fuck you. Basically, I want to talk about something that I've had on my mind. And it's, something I thought about yesterday, actually. It was something that came around when thinking about the criticisms that people would have, essentially, against people who are, like, politically correct and stuff. And I think one of the things that people say is that we're scared of being persecuted or whatever, criticised or anything like that, like anything negative. And that isn't why I'm politically correct. Obviously, the only reason I'm politically correct is because of respect and truth. I think truth is often more important than respect, and I've been following that ever since I've had, like, I don't know, like seeds of doubt, I think you call them, sort of sowed in me. And I started to doubt things when I realised that there was an inherent truth to things that are being sort of said. One of my sort of early stories is actually when I used to be transphobic, and that came about essentially because of I call it a know-it-allism, where I essentially just did armchair sort of thinking. I thought, oh, genitalia. They obviously can't change that, so that means they're predators. And it's like, no. The evidence is really heavily against that because there's no proof of that. It's not a demonstrable thing, and then that's not true. It's simply a matter of sexual predators as being sexual predators. It's true for everyone, not trans people specifically. It's hetero people, it's straight people, gay people, anyone. There's predators in every fucking single thing, and it's often the minority, thankfully. But yeah, that's sort of what convinced me of that, and for anyone sort of needing more proof that I'm not afraid of being persecuted or criticised, I'm a faggot. I'm pansexual. I've known for quite a while. I was bisexual for a while, actually. But I've known that for a few years now, and I'm essentially reclaiming the word faggot because it's a word that's often used as an insult. And I'm simply more creative than other people, and I just use it as a way to describe my sexuality, not to everyone. Because again, out of respect, I don't say that to people. Like, oh, yeah. But it's not really anybody's business to know what someone's sexuality is. That much is inherent, and I don't know why people don't know that. It's crazy. Or even like a lack of sexuality, because asexual stuff, which I'm pretty sure I am part of, as it's a spectrum. Yeah, I'm not afraid of persecution. The reason I bring that word up specifically is because people are often afraid to sort of like bring up that topic of proclaiming these words are inherently discriminatory, supposedly, and then use them as something that's not. But the point that is that people use them to insult you and get you riled up. But if you don't give them that, and instead if you start using it against them, they'll have to plunder to lower depths to fucking, like, annoy you or something. And that's really why I do it. If I was black, I'd also use the N word to describe myself. And it's not because of anything edgy or anything like some people unfortunately use it for. It's because it's a good way to reclaim the words that people are using discriminatorily. I don't know how you say it. Yeah. Really, like, political correctness comes from truth, and that's why they follow it. It's not any sort of thing that's like ego or anything, there's nothing like that behind it. It's just simply truth and respect. And just in a random example like xenogender, which isn't really debated too much anyway. It's not really known about either, to be honest. But like something like xenogender, which I'm very uninformed on, I generally agree, but I just respect it anyway. Just because there is an ounce of truth behind it, and I don't want to offend anybody. Because they very much could be in the right, and if I say, like, oh, xenogender is stupid, there's only X amount of genders, then that could be proven wrong, and it definitely is wrong because I know that. But I'm just using an example. I'd just rather keep it respectful and just comply with it, even though. And this is the other thing that I think I need to mention here. It takes nothing out of your time or your mental capacity to fucking use someone's proper pronouns and proper name. Oh, holy fucking shit, this is such a childish thing that I see from people who are sort of quote unquote anti-woke. And by the way, I do describe myself as woke and moralist or whatever. You know, all these insults, I just reclaim them. I've also been called a freak for being autistic, and I've reclaimed that. So I'm a freak. But yeah, it's a childish argument to sort of argue about pronouns and stuff, because it just takes nothing out of your time, out of your day to just use the correct pronouns, even if you're corrected. Like using them accidentally, it's fine. People generally get like pronouns wrong, and sometimes even dead name. Again, it just takes nothing to correct yourself, and it's like 5 seconds or less. And it's simple, that's it. Nothing else needs to be done. And that's one of the things I don't really get about people on the opposite side of these things. You could use the correct pronouns and names just out of respect of the person, their fucking lives, which it very much is, and you just seem to dehumanise them. In a sense, it's misanthropic because you just don't see them as a person anymore. And I think we should also start calling that sort of stuff out, because that does have grains of truth in it. There are a lot of misanthropic people who do their name and mispronoun or whatever, and likewise in all these insults and stuff. Yeah, that's generally why I follow political correctness. Just making a thumbnail. Yeah, I'm not politically correct, I feel that'd be a good name. But it's also not a sense of truth in terms of how the US defines it, because fuck, I've seen those cliches so many times in courtrooms where you say the truth and nothing but the truth, as if that's going to make people say the truth. But it's not, it's a fucking facade. I don't know how you say it actually. I haven't heard the word said in a long time. That is essentially an act. It's not exactly doing anything to help anyone. I just see it as an act at this point because it's not helping. It's not doing anything, and you know, innocent people are being prosecuted just because of disability or gender. And you know, that's supposed to be an act of the truth, but it's not. Because there's no fucking reasoning, and also in like a case that's more controversial, and this is the best case I've known actually of it. If you present a case of animal cruelty to a judge in the US, or even the UK, I think, even as the case, they'll just dismiss it because the animal is quote unquote food or livestock. Even though these animals have the same intelligence as dogs, if not better, and probably less tastier than dogs, let's be honest. Like, that's not favouring truth, that's being biased, and that's something that needs to be ruled out and called out for that matter. Yeah, that's like one of the controversial things, and I'll no doubt get people sort of riled up, sort of responding to me or whatever. I've been vegan for 4 years. I've understood a lot of the arguments and researched them myself. So, yeah, I think I'll end the video now. It's probably gone long enough. Probably had a bit of gameplay. Thanks for watching, and see everyone in another video, supposedly. Assuming I'm not cancelled, and that's a different topic, but I don't care. You know, I fight for truth, not the ego or anything. Yeah, subscribe if you like the video or whatever, like my channel. Goodbye. God, this is awkward. What do I say now? Now that nobody's listening.